What's up, folks, and welcome to another episode of Real Amigos. I am one of your hosts, Chris, along with my co-host,
Chris.
Chris.
Is there a T on the end? Are you Jesus? What is happening right now?
So, okay.
All right. My interruption is legit this time.
That is
Messiah complex.
That was a mistake. Okay, so true story. This is just how the show's going to start, I guess. I was going to cut it out, but now I guess we just got to leave it. So I went to seminary, right? Dude, is that what we call ABC? Seminary?
It's a Bible college.
Bible college. So I went to Bible college, and so I wrote so many papers about Christ that when I got my first job and had to start emailing people, I would always end it as "Thanks Christ." And even now, sometimes I will find myself writing Christ, just out of habit. Awesome. Yeah, it's the worst. So I can't tell you how many emails I sent in my first year at my first job that said thanks, comma Christ. So, oh man, so that's a real thing. Okay, let's actually tell people where they are. So this is a weekly podcast hosted by a couple of goofballs, as you have seen, one of us with the Messiah complex. And so this is Real Amigos. We are a weekly podcast. We talk about movies, and tonight is another kind of installment of a new thing that we're doing called Movie Swap, which I got to be honest, this is one of my favorite things that we started doing.
I love it. Well, I may not love it anymore, but I did love it.
So this is great. If this is your first time listening, basically what we do is if you listen to us at all, you will know that Donnie has seen every movie known to man, and I have seen hardly any movies at all. And I used to think that I'd seen a lot of movies, and then Donnie keeps saying, "Oh, like this movie or this movie." And I'm like, "Bro, I've never seen that." And so that's kind of where we are. And so this led us into this idea where Donnie's going to make me watch really good movies, and I'm going to try to find something completely obscure that Donnie has never seen, which is exactly what we've done again tonight. And so we're going to have a lot of fun talking about those movies in a little while. Before we get there, though, just some roundhouse, like what's going on, Don? How's your week been? What's going on? Hey, we can say this. Your son Brent, right? He works for General Motors. And they just announced that new Corvette, which he's already driven and wrecked. By the way, he said he ground to the bottom on like a speed bump or something. So that's he's doing great.
Still has a job though. So
that's right. He's still employed. But how about that new Corvette, man? That new Corvette is really sweet.
It is pretty sweet, man. I'm hoping to get to drive one someday.
Yeah. I really like the old vets, like the 60s model vets, the old Stingrays, the ragtops. But I once it kind of turned into like a future looking car, so like the I guess the 90s versions of it, it looked a little bit like kind of like Knight Rider almost. I didn't dig that design as much, and they've kind of they've kept that design for a lot of years now. I mean, obviously they've evolved it and made it a little sleeker, but this to me feels like the first straight up like revision that we've seen in quite a while, and I think it's super cool.
It is nice.
So okay, I did want to bring up this. So anybody who is a geek probably knows that San Diego Comic-Con was last week as we're recording this, and that's a big comic convention, but Marvel's always there, and Marvel revealed their first information about Phase 4. And if you've listened to our show, you know how big Marvel fans we are. So before we get into the show proper, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to read to you what they announced just really quick, and I just want to get your take on what's going on. All right?
I'll
you okay with that? Okay.
I'll do my best.
Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's and again, this is in no particular order, but this is what they announced at the thing. So we start with Black Widow solo movie. How do we feel about that?
Completely uninterested.
Uninterested. So this is going to be a prequel. It's going to is going to have Taskmaster as the bad guy. So Black Widow versus Taskmaster. They're also going to introduce another Black Widow, which may lead to a new Black Widow in the next MCU. We'll talk about that later. So Black Widow, no interest at all. You're not even going to see this in the theater. This is maybe
I might watch it when it comes out down the road on video.
Okay. What about Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Now that is a movie or
no. So you're right. So there's a Disney Plus series coming to Disney Plus called Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's a limited. All of these series are limited series, so they're not like going to be ongoing. So I would probably guess somewhere in the ballpark of maybe 8 to 10 or 13 episodes of a story. So what do we think about?
You're not going to like my responses because that does not sound that interesting to me either.
You're killing me,
dude. We talked about this on the last episode with
Cap gave him gave Falcon the shield. He's going to be the next movie. Oh my gosh, you're the worst. Okay, all right,
I'm the worst. But you
are the worst. You are the worst. Okay, all right, forget that. Anyway, Winter Soldier and Falcon's going to be amazing. I'm super pumped for that. Okay, here's another one for you. Talk to me about Eternals. How do we feel about Eternals?
What is that?
So it doesn't matter. But they announced.
I literally do not know what that is. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
You said a minute ago that we were big Marvel fans. Let me clarify. I am a fan of the movies as they come out, watching them. Chris is coming at this from a background of knowing who these are. I do not have a background in any of it. So I don't know who the Eternals are.
Okay, so the Eternals are going to be kind of like cosmic celestial beings, kind of like the Inhumans, but think more Guardians of the Galaxy. It's going to be kind of a space crazy
Clash of the Titans.
Stuff. Not Clash of the Titans. Okay, forget about that. Eternals, I think, could be cool, but I'm also not super pumped for it. Okay, let's talk about one that I am pumped for. What is your take on Shang-Chi?
Are you seriously asking what this question right now?
Okay, let me.
I didn't do my homework. Apparently, I don't know who that is either. Okay,
so let's talk about Shang-Chi. So
Shang-Chi?
So I'll just say this. So Shang-Chi is the master of kung fu, maybe. Shang-Chi, the master of Kung Fu. I think is
Iron Fist.
No. So he hangs with Iron Fist. They're bros. But no. Like he's so it doesn't matter. He's a ninja master, or a kung fu master. He's some kind of master. He's
whatever
awesome.
He's in. He is the master of.
Yes. Okay. But I feel like this is going to be one of those really cool movies that kind of come out of nowhere that nobody's really expecting, and I think it's going to be. Well, let me not. I don't think it's going to be. What I hope it's going to be is something like IP Man that comes out of nowhere and has like crazy action, hand-to-hand combat. Like this is a hand-to-hand. I'm thinking like old classic kung fu type. Bruce Lee.
Is he a superhero?
He does have some sort of superpower, but
or is he like Hawkeye?
Maybe not. You better shut your mouth about Hawkeye. Okay, we're gonna talk about Hawkeye in a minute. I'm gonna beat you to death.
Actually, Shang-Chi sounds like the most interesting one you've given me so far.
Yeah, Shang-Chi's gonna be awesome.
I will go see that at the theater. On your recommendation.
Yeah, Shang-Chi will be great. Okay, talking about WandaVision. What do you think about WandaVision? This is a Disney Plus series called WandaVision. Nothing.
I am not interested in that.
Okay,
man.
all right. May 7th. 2021, we have Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which also stars Scarlet Witch, Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch. How do we feel about a Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch team-up movie that is actually billed as a horror movie? How do we feel about that?
I'm in.
Oh, you like that? Okay.
Yeah, I like scary. Maybe I'll do a good scary one.
Okay, good. I'm okay. All right, we got.
I don't mean scary like Scarlett Johansson's acting. I'm talking about like. You're talking about scary.
I hate you. I hate so much about you. All right, another Disney Plus series that they're going to do is Loki. So Tom Hiddleston's going to be back. It's going to tell the story of what happened to Loki after Endgame, and without spoiling, something happens in Endgame, and Loki has kind of a side story. So how do we feel? Let me ask you this: what's your take on like Loki? Do you like what Tom Hiddleston did? Do you like the character at all?
I do. He's intriguing.
Okay.
I might this is a series you said also.
This is a series, yes.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I might check it out. Now, I probably won't have Disney Plus, but
I'll give you
I'll
give you an account on my name. That'll be fine. Okay. All right, here's another Disney Plus series. What If? Do you know anything about What If?
No.
Okay, so Marvel did. They started a long time ago, and even now they'll still do it sometimes. But they did a series of books called What If, and so it would be something like, what if the radioactive spider bit Aunt May instead of Peter Parker, and then for that issue, Aunt May became Spider-Man.
Okay.
Or it was, like what if, I don't know, what if Captain America didn't go in the ice and he lived through World War II, so it's just like these completely made up stories based on what we know, and it's always like bonkers, like just like things that you wouldn't expect, like what if Galactus did eat Earth or whatever. So
Galactus.
Yeah, Galactus. Sure. Anyway, what if is actually probably
did Galactus not eat Earth? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. The Fantastic Four stopped.
In reality, he didn't eat Earth. What if he did eat Earth?
What if he did eat Earth?
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Yeah, you're doing great. See, this is going well. So I will say probably that's my second most anticipated of all these, just because I like being able to throw everything out and not having to worry about, okay, what if we kill this person, or what are the ramifications? There's no ramifications. Like you can literally do whatever you want, and I kind of like that blank slate.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, my favorite announcement of the entire Phase 4 so far, fall 2021 Disney Plus series Hawkeye. So how do we feel about Hawkeye?
I don't care for Hawkeye.
I love Hawkeye. I don't understand your extreme hate for Hawkeye.
I don't hate him. He's just a non-factor in my world, man.
So this is going to be based on a Matt Fraction, David Aja book that he wrote about Hawkeye. It's this great book where it kind of tells just like his regular life, and he's always in the hospital. He's always going on these missions with the Avengers, and he ends up in the hospital, and they're all like going and doing stuff, and he's got like a broken bone, or it's hilarious. And so he ends up buying an apartment complex, or
bad at his job.
He buys whatever, because he's human. He buys an apartment building in like downtown New York, and he becomes a landlord, and that's the book, and it is fantastic. And he gets mixed up with like the mob, and it's just great. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be Jeremy Renner, yes. And they'll cast a girl for Kate Bishop, because Kate Bishop is the other Hawkeye, so she'll be in it as well.
Dude, there are so many others in these books. I can't keep up.
And we also get
about to introduce another other to me in a minute.
And we're gonna get Pizza Dog, which is great. All right, final one, and then we got to get to the show. So November 5th, 2021, they announced Thor: Love and Thunder. So how do we feel about Thor?
Now clarify what Thor is here.
Okay, so
actually Thor in this also.
So
or is this only
no. So Thor is in it. Nope. So Chris Hemsworth is in it. But
he is.
Yes, they did confirm though that that Natalie Portman is coming back. The amazing, impeccable Natalie Portman is coming back to play Jane Foster, who will become female Thor. And we also got confirmation from Kevin Feige that Valkyrie is going to be the first LGBTQ character as Valkyrie in the MCU. So we have that going on. It's Love and Thunder, right? So there you go. It sounds it sounds rough. Yeah. So okay. So anyway, so now you've heard Phase 4. Can you give me like a scale of how excited you are from like a 1 to 10 for Phase 4?
Dude, we talked about this on the last episode. I feel like the bottom has fallen out. Like the end game, and then Far From Home, which you haven't even seen yet.
That's true.
It's I just feel like they're going to lose people, man. I feel like they're just going to lose people. Now, I saw Far From Home. I enjoyed Far From Home. Yeah. And I mean, we hadn't talked about that on here, I don't think, yet. Yeah. It was good. It was good. I think I liked Homecoming a little better, but it was a good movie. I think you would enjoy it. Yeah. I'd be curious to get your take on Mysterio and how they do this. Because again, not knowing anything about the character itself. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll try to watch it between now and the next time that Phil's on, and maybe because I know Phil's seen it, maybe we could talk about it there. But yeah, okay, all right. We've already wasted way too much time because we've got to actually talk about what we're here for. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Movie Swap. Let me tell you the movies that we're dealing with today. All right, so I picked probably one of the all-time classic films. I mean, I would say definitely, and Donnie picked like a kind of a B film,
a B movie, yeah.
But it's like a cult classic, but it's still definitely a B film. So we're gonna jump in. I'm gonna go first because I think that your movie will be probably more entertaining. And I picked a movie called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie. It launched June 30th, the June 30th of 1995. And it stars all the Power Rangers. It doesn't matter. They're nobodies. So again, before we jump into this, we have to kind of give our clarification. So I want to remind everybody that I'm trying to pick movies for Donnie that Donnie has not seen, which is very, very few. However, I need to say this before we get into this. I absolutely love this movie. I watched it twice in preparation for this show.
You watched this 2 times?
I stand by it. This is like what
I can only chalk that up to pure nostalgia from your childhood. That is it. That's the only thing I can do.
Listen, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But listen, I'm a huge Power Ranger fan, even to this day. Listen, if my wife knew how much I actually still like Power Rangers, I would never be able to sleep in our bed again. So,
where is she? Get her on here.
So it's. Thankfully, she's in bed. We're good. So I love Power Rangers. Now, I do think that nostalgia plays a big part of it, and that's something that I want to talk about with you. It is an awful movie. Like the plot is just a garbage pile. The ADR in this movie is just the worst. Yeah. But dude, I watch it and I freaking love it. I absolutely love it. So that's why I picked it. This is a movie that I would probably rank as one of my all-time favorite movies. And so yeah, that's where we are. So let me ask you a couple questions before you just completely destroy this film. So the first one that I want to ask is coming in having no knowledge of Power Rangers at all.
None.
Okay? On a baseline, did you have any idea at any point what was going on?
No.
Okay, because
they lost me early and I stayed lost a lot. I swear, man, I went into this movie with an open mind,
of course,
with the nostalgia in mind. But I keep trying to think of a movie in my own past that would like fall into this bad of a movie that I still love, and I'm hard pressed to do it, man. Like I mean, there's some bad ones, but that I would sit down and watch, but I just can't fathom.
I watch this movie at least once a year. This movie is great. So and the reason I asked that is because this time when I watched it, because I knew I was watching it for the show, and this is why I watched it twice, is because I do normally have my nostalgia glasses on, so I tried to be very critical of it watching it, and it's bad. Like I mean, don't misunderstand. I didn't watch this and pick this for Donnie thinking, oh man, he's gonna think this is Oscar worthy. Like this is an awful movie, but I tried to be more conscious of like the things that it does from like a structural standpoint and a plot standpoint, and really kind of what I pulled away from is that if I had no idea anything about Power Rangers, they never do a decent job of explaining to you what the world is or what in the heck is going on at any time.
No clue.
And I mean, you meet them in the beginning of the movie in the plane like they're your best friends. That you don't know anything about them. They jump out of the plane. They're like they're curing cancer by skydiving. I still don't know how that works. It was also sanctioned by the school, Angel Grove High School, which how many schools let their teens go skydive? Like I don't think that's a thing. and then we rollerblade across town to when they get into a ninja fight with giant monsters, and there's never a setup for it at all.
And they also go to another planet, right?
Well, they do. They absolutely yes, they do.
I don't know why they do that, but they do. They're trying to save some old guy. I know that, but I don't really know how they save him or what they do on the way.
Okay, so see, this is so this movie, I think, can't really be seen as a standalone movie. Like, this is 100% just propaganda for the
it
TV
is. That's
show.
a good word. It's total propaganda.
At this here's something to blow your mind, not blow your mind, but you'll find interesting. So they did 2 years of the show, so season 1 and season 2 of Power Rangers.
Okay.
And then between the break between season 2 and season 3, they did the movie in 1995. And then season 3 kicked off, and season 3 tells this exact story completely differently. So when they start season 3, they don't have the ninja powers. So they have to go on the very first 3 episodes of season 3 are called Ninja Quest. Or I think it's
Ninja powers.
I think it's called Ninja Quest. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what they are? I don't even know. I thought they were Rangers. I don't even know what that means.
Well, they are. They're Power Rangers. That's just a term they're called. So what was interesting is, as being a kid, right, watching this movie in the theater and thinking, holy crap, they're setting up, season 3. What season 3 is going to be? And then you start watching season 3, and they retell the story, and it's completely different. Like, Ivan Ooze does not exist in the television universe. So this movie is completely standalone and does not tie into the series at all.
Well, I'm sorry, that must have been disappointing for you.
It was fine. It was fine. It just was unexpected. Let's see, how old would I have been there? 13 maybe. So like 13-year-old me, who was just in love with this whole kind of world they were building.
Well, I mean, you just said that the bad guy's name is Ivan Ooze. If that tells you all you need to know about this movie.
Now, do you know who played Ivan?
Dude, I do, and I was wondering if you did.
Yeah, dude, he's the heart guy.
I did not know until the end, and I saw. I went on IMDb, and because I made a note, and I put when I first saw the villain Ivan Ooze, he was like doing a W.C. Fields kind of impression.
Yeah, he's great.
And then I was like, okay, so I was scamming through, and I was like, Paul Freeman. I was like, I know that name. I was like, no, it can't be that guy.
Yeah, was it Belloc?
Belloc, that's right. Yeah. From Raiders.
Yeah, dude.
He's slumming. What in the world?
Dude, I'm telling you, he's great.
Oh, he's kooky, I guess, if that's what you mean. But
I thought you didn't find him funny at all the puns and the one-liners.
The guy chewed some scenery, no doubt.
He was great. He was. I thought it was super fun.
Probably the best part of the movie. I'll say.
Yes, I agree. I would agree with that. Yeah, he was great. Okay,
so wasn't scary. I thought the good guy Zordon was scarier than Ivan was. I was like, he scared me just looking at him.
Scary. He is pretty scary too. And even in the tube, he was scary, and that's completely redone from the show too. So so let me give you just a real quick history lesson. You know nothing about Power Rangers? You know nothing about Power Rangers, right?
I know that they're just Power Rangers.
Okay.
That's all I know.
So you don't know anything about the production. So it's a Japanese show. It's called Super Sentai. So it's a Japanese show. So what they do is the original guy, Ham Saban, when he launched the show, what they did was they spoke with Toku, the company in Japan that makes these shows, and he basically bought the rights to the show. But with the rights to the show, he bought all of their footage and all of their leftovers. So basically, what happens is he inherits all of the stuff, and what they do then is they shoot scenes with like American actors, like in school and doing what they do. And then as soon as they morph into the suits, they edit in all of the Sentai footage from Japan, and they just ADR it all in the TV show. Okay. So when you're watching the TV show, all of the fight scenes, all the Zord scenes, the Zords are the giant robots, all of those scenes are done. All of that is just shot and done in Japan. So that's all the original Japanese footage that they just ADR over and make it. And so all they're really doing to do the entire season of the show is just shooting these segments in between all the fighting, which if you look at a show is really not a ton of time. And so they ended up kicking out like 50 episodes of this in the first season. So it was on like literally every week of that year.
That
Crazy.
Is so much of this.
It's a lot.
You know way too much about this, and you're telling people way more than they want to know about this.
I know. So it's great. But what was cool though is that not cool, but interesting is that this is not the movie is 100% an American production, which is why it's just kind of jacked up. None of the suits match. The Zords look like garbage. Like it just did not work. And that's why when they jumped to season 3, they had to retell the story because they were using all the Japanese footage. So they couldn't use the story from the movie. They had to retell everything in order for it to make sense with the season. And so it's basically just kind of like an Elseworld story that really doesn't fit anywhere. But anyway, so there's a little bit of history. They still do this today, by the way.
Thanks, man.
They do this. They do this today. They buy the seasons every year, and then they choose which ones they want to use or don't want to use, and they buy the suits. They buy everything, and they just shoot they actually do it in New Zealand now, but they hire English speaking actors, and they shoot the school scenes or whatever they're doing, and then they edit in all the footage from Japan. So they still do that today, and it's still ongoing. It's still super popular, so it's crazy. Okay. What is it still super popular? Oh yeah, it's very. It isn't. It's a little less popular because it's no longer on like national television. Nickelodeon has the rights to do it now. So unless you have cable and you get Nickelodeon, you don't actually get to see the shows anymore. It used to be on Fox. When I was a kid, it was on Fox. So they played it every single day after school, and I would rush home from school from the bus, and I would watch Power Rangers every single day. Loved it. And I mean, come on, for 11, 12-year-old kid, come on,
I'm sure it's wonderful.
Ninja superheroes, come on, it's fantastic. All right,
you know too much.
Now we need to transition, but you only have things to say, so I'll turn it over to you. Let's talk about it.
If I heard correctly, and I wasn't really listening sometimes, but they're all like a dinosaur, a form of dinosaur. Each one of them, and then White Tiger.
Yes,
right?
That is true. That is true.
You have 5 dinosaurs and then White Tiger.
Which
is not a dinosaur, I don't believe.
It is not a dinosaur. No,
okay, I thought that was kind of odd.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know why, or do you just find that odd?
I don't even care. I just thought it was weird.
Okay.
Seems like not a real. It seems like a continuity problem, but
I mean, there is a reason. But if you don't want to know, that's fine.
I will believe you.
All right.
I did. Let me give you things I did enjoy.
Okay.
I did enjoy the ooze explosions.
Yes.
Of the characters exploding into
the ooze. Yeah. Man. When the guy gets thrown against the wall and he
disappears into slime. Yep.
I love it. It's good.
There was a Van Damme split in this movie.
Yes, when they show the
Red Power Ranger does the Van Damme split.
Yeah, it's Rocky.
There is on the soundtrack Van Halen.
Yes, there is.
Edgar Winter. So the soundtrack of this movie is probably pretty good.
Dude, you know what? You're going to find this super hard to believe, but I totally own that soundtrack. It. Absolutely. I played it on repeat. I love it.
Gosh. That is incredible.
Yeah. Higher and Spirit in the Sky. Oh, come on. Great songs. Great songs.
I will say that those bird creatures were like the Wizard of Oz monkey, and they terrified me. I thought it was outstanding when he basically just zapped all of that.
Yes. Yep.
Serious bird violence going on in this movie. The special effects were terrible.
They were great. They're so good.
The puns are terrible.
The puns are the best part of the thing. Come on, the puns were great.
I felt like they were doing a Voltron thing at the end. Do they do that normally where they come together into one big giant thing?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I found it particularly funny when the dad, who is utterly grossed out by the slime, goes to feel the slime. but doesn't just feel the slime. He buries his entire hand in the slime and is like, ew. It's like, yeah, dummy, don't do that.
It's slime.
Yeah. So just to wrap up, the movie does, I will say it looks good. It's a good looking movie.
Yeah.
Probably great for fans like you. Action, a lot of action.
Uh-huh.
But essentially my take is it is, as you've already hinted at, a glorified TV show that has no business on the big screen.
No.
So yeah, not a good one for me.
No, it's not. No, it's not good at all. The ADR is the thing that really still today bugs the crap out of me. It is the worst ADR I maybe have ever seen in a movie.
But I'm not sure it's worse than the acting in this movie.
Oh, the acting is fantastic.
It's not fantastic. It's the opposite of that. So anyway, that's it. That's all I ever want to talk about Power Rangers again. That's all. I don't want to ever see it. I don't even want to watch the newer one. I have no desire to revisit this ever in my life.
So I tried. So you would definitely recommend it, is what you're saying. Absolutely great.
Your interpretation is spot on.
All right, that's Power Rangers. So just so you guys know, Donnie's definitely wrong. The movie still holds up. It's amazing. Please watch it. Please enjoy it.
Don't watch it ever.
It's fantastic. All right. So that was my movie. Donnie picked a lesser known movie, but you would probably call it a cult classic, right? So
yeah,
Donnie,
probably cult classic.
So Donnie, you want to tell us what movie you picked, man?
I picked a movie from 1984 that has spawned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sequels. It's a little film from 1984 called The Terminator. Part 1. That's not part of the title.
No, it's just The Terminator.
Starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm.
Linda Hamilton, who you'll be seeing soon on the big screen again as Sarah Connor.
Yes.
And Michael Biehn. Movie, if you don't know, if you're living in a hole in the desert somewhere, it's about a robot that is sent from the future to kill the mother of the human resistance in the future, one Sarah Connor.
Mm-hmm.
And the mode of travel is no clothing, no inanimate objects at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Terminator, being a cyborg robot, essentially, he is covered in human flesh, and that human flesh takes the form of a certain Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm.
And
wait! Do they say that in the movie that's why that they use fleshes to time travel?
Yeah, they have to cover up the exoskeleton of the.
I remember them saying that. I remember them saying, like, explaining that, but I don't remember hearing that the human was time travel.
The human skin, if anything under the flesh, is covered in the time travel, which makes not a lot of sense. But hey, whatever. Okay. So I picked this movie because it's the Terminator, for crying out loud. It is a great movie. It's one of my favorites of all time.
Uh-huh.
The plot is amazing. I mean, it's just, you think about this idea of going back in time to wipe out your enemy. Mm-hmm. I think it did it really well. The special effects, 1984, for what they had, not bad. It held up pretty well. It's a little clunky, especially the last act with the skinless Terminator chasing him around.
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
I mean, it's all right.
It's 1984. Yeah.
But, very suspenseful. The characters are great. Like I said, the plot is great. The direction is great. This is James Cameron's, I think, his second or third movie, but his first breakout movie.
Yeah.
I think Arnold is great in this role because it doesn't require much of him just to be menacing and brutal, and he does.
Hey, you know what? I'll say this. I'll say this about Arnold because we've been talking about ADR. But when he has two scenes, I'm pretty sure two scenes, where he mimics somebody else's voice. He sounds like a different person, and he's talking, and the sync on that is great.
It's spot on. Yeah.
I mean, even with his crazy accent and his big elephant lips, like.
It is impressive that he gets it. He does it.
Yeah.
Impersonate Sarah's mom
Yes.
Yeah, I love you too, sweetheart.
And then the police officer.
And the police officer on the radio. Yes, after he punks him out.
Oh.
This is 1L19. That's what he says. Anyway, I've seen this a few times.
Yeah.
So basically, in the Terminator, it's there's three main set pieces. You have early on, you have a bar scene where all three of them, the three main characters, end up together. What is an awesome scene because you really don't know anything at that point. You don't know who the Terminator is.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's Kyle or if it's Arnold.
Sure.
Or and so that's kind of the revelation scene when they start having a gunfight, and Terminator gets back up. Just tremendous scene.
Yeah.
There, then you have the police station scene, which is off the chain.
Yeah.
That's the classic "I'll be back" scene.
Yes.
And about 30 seconds later, he's back in a big way, wiping out the entire police force of Los Angeles, pretty much single-handedly. And then, of course, the last big scene is the factory at the end, where the naked skeleton of the Terminator chases them around the factory, and eventually that red eyeball goes dark. So
yeah, man.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know how you cannot love this movie. This movie is amazing. So, what is your thoughts on this movie?
So, okay, so I have lots of thoughts, but let's get into a couple. So, first off, the only Terminator movie that I'm pretty sure still that I've only ever seen is T2. Right. And it's been forever since I've seen it, but I do remember liking that. It has the young kid in it, so John Connor's in it, right? The kid, yeah. So John Connor's in that one. Linda Hamilton, of course, as well, and then Arnold is still out. But he saves them in T2, doesn't he?
Well, you want to ruin it?
No. We're that's right. We're doing that soon. Yeah. So yes, not spoilers, but just FYI, we're going to be covering this as a main show with Phil coming up T2, since we're talking about time travel movies. But I know. So I'll say that I don't remember a lot about that, and so but I will say that kind of coming in, I didn't really. I mean, I obviously knew that Arnold was Terminator, so that wasn't a big reveal. But I didn't really know a lot about it, and I found myself very intrigued for the first time in the actual story, and I think it's just because I haven't watched T2 probably since I've been a proper adult, and so I just kind of never been like a world that I've clicked with. But hearing kind of Kyle talk through it and seeing the scenes of the future, where he's there, and it really kind of made me I want to watch them all now. And I know we're doing T2, but I'm going to go ahead and I want to watch the rest of them as well.
Right.
Just because now I'm kind of intrigued and I love the idea. Right?
Part of the genius of it is that the Terminator on its own is a great standalone movie. Like if it ended with this, it's just a great movie. Yeah. But the genius of any time travel movie, of course, is now we can spawn, whatever direction we want to go. So
so I do have some time travel questions, and since you've seen the other ones, I'd like to tackle those. But before we get to time travel, let's go over a couple of other things. So first off, Linda Hamilton is fantastic. I don't know that I've seen her in anything except for Beauty and the Beast. That's
mostly all she's ever done, man.
Okay, and then
she hasn't done much.
Okay, and then I remember her in T2. I thought she was great. I don't know. She just seemed very engaging. I don't know. I don't think she's gorgeous, but there's just something about. I just thought she was really cool.
Girl next door, yeah. I mean,
I was surprised how much I really, I thought I was going to get annoyed with her. When we first see her, I'm like, I don't know how this is going to go, but I thought she was super cool. Honestly, okay. So hang on. I don't want to get into time travel yet. We'll get there. Let's talk about the eyeball scene. So I sent you this message after I watched it, right? So I made you watch Power Rangers, and honestly, I knew it was a bad movie. So I did feel a little bit bad making you watch it, even though I knew Schwarzenegger stab an X-Acto knife into his eyeball and slice it out. And then
Pull it right out.
I didn't really feel bad anymore because that was disgusting. It was just,
oh man, I wish I could have watched you watch that.
Oh my gosh, and it's that thing where it's fake, but because they use practical effects, it still feels real. Like I can almost deal with CGI stuff, okay, because you just know that it's fake. Because nobody's actually touching or because it's just CGI. But like this is like he was stabbing something into some kind of gooey prosthetic.
You must have loved the squishy sounds.
I hated all of it. But even before that, when he cuts like his arm open,
they start small.
Yeah,
they start small with the arm, cuts it open.
That whole scene, I don't want any of that. That whole scene.
Okay, throw out your queasiness, and I get that. But I think that's kind of a pivotal part of the movie. Is you have that revelation of kind of how that all works.
Yeah,
and I think it's a necessary part of it. Maybe it may not have been that gruesome, but hey, man, come on.
No.
Why would you pass up a chance to cut out someone's eyeball on film? Seriously.
I say that in jest. I don't think that it was overly excessive. The eyeball was a little much. But no. I agree. I thought it was very. I'll go as far as to say that I don't really think that. I don't really think anything was wasted. And this is just testament to a great filmmaker, right? I think everything, and even when Linda Hamilton and or Sarah Connor and Reese get it on in the hotel room, I like at first I was like, oh, this is just what we have to have, a love scene because it's a movie. And in my mind, I was like. Wouldn't it be like really freaking weird if he ends up being Connor's dad? And so we're going to talk about that in a second because that is spoilers what ends up happening. But at the moment I was like, oh, it's like, come on. I mean, we've done so well, but now they're going to have like a love scene between these two. We're going to have this moment. But even that ends up paying off in the end. So I feel like nothing was wasted, which I thought was really cool. So I'm down with all that. I mean, you can definitely tell that Arnold turns into like a Disney animatronic, staring at the mirror for a few minutes.
He definitely.
But I will say, if you take that into consideration for 1984.
Yes.
And what they were trying to do, I still thought it was really cool.
It was great.
What I love about Cameron, honestly, like one of my favorite things and I didn't follow Avatar a lot, so I can't speak to Avatar too much. But even like freaking Titanic, right? He sunk a boat, right? So like he's very much into practical stuff, like practical effects, and trying to do stuff as practically as possible. And you feel that in that movie, in the movie, even with the exoskeleton at the end. I mean, it's walking around, and somebody has that animatronic, that robot, and he's moving them around, and it just feels very practical, which I enjoy. I
love practical effects,
and it's tactical,
all day long, man. Yep. I think my favorite part of the eyeball scene, Chris, is when he takes the towel at the end and he like wipes out the whole orifice with it, and like cleans it out.
Gotta hate you.
Anyway,
okay, so let's talk about time travel.
Here we go.
The way. So a couple of things. So, and again, I'm asking this more as I don't want you to spoil the experience for me. So if what I ask is too vital of a plot thing, don't tell me. And if you don't know, that's fine. But I didn't know. So first off, so time travel appears. Okay, let me ask you. Hang on. Let me ask you this way: Do we ever see the act of time travel in any of the movies outside of him just showing up in a flash of light?
I believe. I'm not sure.
Okay,
so I think in Terminator Salvation we meet Skynet for sure.
Okay,
the computer, but I don't know that we ever see the time travel part.
Okay, so we don't know if it's like they sit down in a room, or if they're zapped with a laser, or if they go underwater. Like,
we don't know.
Now
I'm going to feel like a real idiot if it's some obvious plot point somewhere, but I don't remember that.
Okay. So just based on what I hear from this movie alone, because I can't speak to T2 because I don't remember it and I haven't seen the rest of them, but it appears that it's a one-way trip. Is that fair?
I believe that is accurate. Yes, okay. I think he says it in this movie.
Okay,
I think he says it's a one-way trip.
Okay.
There's
so
no coming back.
There's no coming back. Okay, so he made the decision to come, and that's actually another question that I have. We'll get to in a second. But so he made the decision to come to save Sarah, and he's basically giving up everything to come back, and like that's his life. And had again, we're spoiling this movie. If you guys haven't seen Terminator, you're dumb like me. Go watch.
35 years old, go watch it.
Great. But we're spoiling it. So he dies at the end, right? But hypothetically, if he would have lived, then he would just now grow old in this time, right?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Is that not right?
I assume that's right. We talked about this before when we did Back to the Future. I don't have any good answers. You know this.
So then you know what my problem is, right? This is a chicken and the egg thing, right? How can John Connor send his own dad back in time? Right? We're to believe that Kyle Reese.
You're stuck in some kind of time paradox. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do they ever answer that question?
They do not answer that question.
Oh gosh, dog it, Donnie. See,
now, John Connor is in all the other movies, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But he's young, and I don't know, man. I don't know what you're looking for. So you asked too many questions.
This is the problem, though, right? I'm not going to be able to enjoy this movie because of this one fundamental issue. How can you send your father back? Because you would not be there had your father not originally been back. But your father wouldn't have originally been back if you didn't send him. So how does that work?
But you would have been there. Oh gosh, you would have been there the first time, right? It wouldn't have happened yet. So it's technically in the past. The first time, and then you send him back, and then he's your dad. Wait, he already has to be your dad. Exactly. I don't know, Chris. I don't know. It's black holes, man. It's black holes. That's all I'm gonna say. It's all about the black holes.
So
oh boy.
So the year's what? 2072.
2029.
2029. All right.
Yes.
So we're in 2029. Kyle Reese has never slept with Sarah Connor. Has never met Sarah Connor. Right?
But yet John Connor exists already.
Wait, it is an S, right? It's Connors, right?
Connor, singular.
Oh, it is singular. Okay.
Yes.
So he's never met Sarah Connor. They've never,
No, but John Connor already exists.
They've never been married. And then John Connor walks over and sits next to him, having been the offspring of.
Stop being Rain Man and trying to figure everything out. Definitely 87 toothpicks. Definitely 87.
I hate you.
Just roll with it, man.
Like all you had to do was
the universe unfolding on itself and making weird things happen. They could never happen in real life.
Can't
you just live with the black holes, man? It's the black holes.
It's like, why did that matter? Like, he should not have. They could have slept together, and they went out of the way to make him the father.
Yes. It's like, oh, what, huh? How did that happen? Oh, wait a minute.
It doesn't work. Okay. Let me do one last thing and then we'll move on. This is not necessarily time travel. This is actually a compliment. One of the things I really like about it is that it doesn't really explain what happens, which I think is kind of cool. He says in a few years, nukes everywhere. Everything's destroyed, everything's gone, then the machines rise up. But it's just kind of left up to your imagination. You don't know. And it's only 40 years or whatever. It's not long, right? And
it's 1984 to 2029.
Yeah, which I also think
44 years or something.
Yeah, which is really freaky when you think about it. It's like, oh my gosh, in 40 years we could be overran by. Well, no, not that. But anyway, I think that's cool. Do they in any of the other movies? Do they handle the nuclear fallout? Is that a plot point on one of the other movies?
Yeah, part 2 deals with it some.
Okay, all right. So let's move on. I highly recommend the Terminator. I think it was a great movie. I think it is well directed, mostly well acted. I think both Reese and Sarah are great. You know, Arnold is awful, but I mean he's strong, and that's what he's supposed to be.
Perfect for the Terminator.
Perfect for a robot, exactly. So yeah, I think the action was good.
Sorry.
I think it was very practical. I'm a huge fan. I'm glad that you made me watch it. It does, even though this whole Kyle being his father thing really is ticking me off. I am still super interested in watching.
Things Chris loses sleep over, everybody.
Dude, I probably wasted 2 hours looking at yellow light laws today, so I don't want to look at it. Okay, so before we go on to our last segment, do you have anything else you want to add to Terminator?
Do you ever think about whatever happened to Michael Biehn? Like he was in like this run.
So I don't know who he is. What else was he in that I would have seen?
Well, he was in Terminator. He was in Aliens.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He was the main
Yep.
Marine. And then he was in The Abyss. He was the bad guy in The Abyss. And then that was it. Like he was gone, man. He had this run of great. He was Cameron's guy. Him and Paxton, Bill Paxton, who was also in the Terminator, if you paid attention.
Oh, was he? Where?
One of the 3 punks at the beginning of the movie they took his clothes from.
Oh, I didn't
Bill Paxton is one of those guys. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't even notice that. That's funny.
Yeah, it might have been his first. No, it wasn't, but it was early. But Michael Biehn I always enjoyed tremendously, and he just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, you know, I couldn't place him when I saw him. Now that you say that, I do. But yeah, I mean, he's kind of forgettable. But in the moment, I thought he was great. I thought I was huge. I was a huge fan of Kyle. I kept thinking, I'm like, man, I hope Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor they team up and become like super baddies. And he dies. But no, I thought he was great. I thought he was it was good.
Anyway, I got nothing, man. It's the Terminator. Come on. What else are you gonna say?
It's good. I love it.
One of the best.
There's nothing else to say. Okay, real quick before we jump off here, guys, I added a new segment. Are you ready for the new segment, Donna? Do you have your question?
I'm ready.
Okay, so I added a new segment. I thought it would be kind of fun, just to kind of challenge our first watching of a movie and how perceptive we really are. And it's just called movie swap trivia. And so basically, Donnie's going to ask me 3 questions about Terminator. I'm going to ask him 3 questions about Power Rangers. We're going to see how good we do. So, Donnie. I don't know what these questions are. I have no idea. So,
do you want to swap questions one at a time, or do you want to do all 3?
We probably should do all 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're saying on a movie. So you go first.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Which eyeball does Arnold pluck out?
Hang on. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to think about this. It's this one. It's the left one. Left eyeball.
Are you sure? Because he's looking in a mirror. Are you sure it's the right one?
Wait. So he puts the glasses on. Yes, the left one, dude.
It is the left one. Good job. Here's an easy one.
All right.
Sarah Connors are listed in the phone book.
Oh, mother. 5.
No, 3.
3.
Sarah Connors.
I thought he killed 4.
He killed 2, and then he came after her.
And then he killed the girl.
If you didn't get that, then you're not going to get the next one, but that's okay.
Oh, no.
So my question number 3 is this. The Terminator asks for 4 weapons in the gun shop. Oh. Can you name one of them? Yeah,
of course I can. So he asks for hang on. He does. Doesn't he ask for now, this is kind of a joke, but doesn't he ask for a plasma rifle at some point? I thought he did. He asked for an Uzi.
Okay. He does. An Uzi 9mm is the last one he asked for.
Okay. He asked for a type of shotgun.
He asked for a 12-gauge autoloader.
Okay. And then he asks for a oh crap! It's the one oh crap! I don't know what it's called. It's the gun with the laser sight. It's a 9mm laser pistol.
You did way better than I thought you would do. I'll read it to you exactly how he says it.
Okay.
It's a 12-gauge autoloader.
Okay.
45 long slide with laser sighting.
That's the guy. 45.
A phase plasma rifle in 40-watt range.
I told you.
Hey, only what you see, pal. and an Uzi 9mm. You did very well.
See,
you did very well. I'm impressed that you knew any of it.
There you go. All right. So now
it's kill me.
Now it's kill me. I cannot wait. Okay, are you ready?
No, but
okay.
Whatever.
The Power Rangers are made up of 6 teenagers.
Oh my gosh.
Can you name all? Can you name 3 of the 6?
Of their names?
Just their first name. Yeah.
No, I cannot name one.
You can't even name one of the. Come on.
Seriously, Billy.
Yes, that's right. Billy. Yeah, he's the.
I was watching Stranger Things, and Billy is a prominent character. Like, hey, I'll go with Billy.
Oh, you're the worst. Billy's the Blue Ranger.
Andrew.
No, not Andrew.
Jimmy.
This is not good at all.
Sarah.
You're going to do really bad at this game. It's not Sarah.
Shane Young. Shanlin. What is it?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
No. All right, so White Ranger is Tommy. Blue Ranger is Billy. Red Ranger is Rocky. Black Ranger is Adam. Who do we got?
I almost said Adam.
Yellow Ranger is Aisha, and then the Pink Ranger is no. Aisha was Space. I think it's Tanya's. Oh crap! I forget the Yellow Ranger, and the Pink Ranger is Kim. All right, Kimberly Hart actually. Tommy Oliver is his name. I know most of their last names as well, so that's okay. All right, so you did horrible on that one. You're gonna be really bad at this.
It's gonna be terrible.
Okay. Okay. Question number 2. Okay. Watch your mind. Question number 2. All 6 Rangers at the midway point get a brand new power up. Actually, it's about the very last act. They get all new power ups. They're all given Ninjetti animal spirits.
Oh my gosh!
Can you name the 6 animal spirits that they get?
You want me to name 6 of them?
Just how many can you name?
I think there's a bear.
Bear, yep. Yellow Ranger gets bear.
There's like a cat in there, like a jaguar.
No,
or a leopard.
None of those.
There's not a cat.
Not a cat.
Isn't there a frog? A frog.
There's a frog. Yeah. Hey, did you like that? Did you like that scene though, where he's like, "I'm a frog"?
Yeah, but I don't really understand. She was like, "Oh, you'll appreciate it" or something. What? I didn't get it.
She said, "Yeah, like a frog that gets kissed and turns into a prince."
Okay. An otter. Was it an otter in there? How about a meerkat? Was there a meerkat in there?
Yeah, are you watching the Lion King trailer right now? Is that what's happening?
Oh gosh, no. No. Is some kind of monkey?
Yes.
Great ape.
I think it's ape. Yeah.
Gorilla.
Yeah, the red gets a gorilla. Yeah, I think it's ape. I don't know the difference, but
that's all I got, bro. I don't know.
All right, so pink. So that's good. You got 3. Pink gets crane. Blue gets wolf. White gets falcon. So it's good. You did good.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Last question. One of my favorite scenes in the entire movie. After Ivan Ooze gets all of the parents to take the ooze and gets them under brain control, there's this one guy that he's picking on at the rock field at the mining site, and he makes him dance. He makes him do 2 dances. He actually Ivan asks him to do one, and then Goldar asks him to do the second. Can you name those 2 dances? I love this scene, by the way. The guy that's dancing is just totally in it, and I love it.
Was one of them like the turkey trot or something?
No turkey trot.
The swim.
The first one. So Ivan asked him to do the swim. Yeah.
I don't remember the other one.
And then Goldar.
I don't remember that one.
So then Goldar asked him to do ballet, and he starts. I
don't remember that at all.
Oh man, it's so good. Yeah, you should watch it back again.
I remember the swim.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. You know, look, I'm impressed. You got one of the names right, so that's good. You got 3 of the animals, which I'm impressed. And then you got one of the dances. That's not too bad. All right, guys, that's it. This is another episode of Real Amigos. This is Movie Swap. Please go watch Power Rangers. I think me and Donnie both would agree that it's better than Terminator. So
if you make that mistake, you oh my goodness, you have a lot of regrets, man.
Anyway, thanks for listening. We hope you guys enjoyed it. This is fun.
Can we say this episode is terminated?